Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. So I just want to go ahead and continue to clarify and just share, be forthcoming about everything. So after all the drama with the orientation and me leaving and all this and that, my dad actually received word from the work where I was potentially going to work, and they said originally the dude wanted me to work 4 days a week, and I was like, at the time I was like, sure, dude, because I'm going to work at a place. This is also why I have a hard time with like part time and like I like to commit fully. So it at the time he said 4 days a week, I was like, yeah, that sounds good. Because if I'm gonna work a job, why not try to work it and make as much, make some good money. If that's what I'm gonna do, just work. And I don't know. I kind of like to get intense. I'm all the way in or out. Like, maybe it would be good for me to learn how to juggle things a little bit more because there's a time and place for everything. But however, because there was so much emotion, like just for me, like the suicidalness, like the feeling of being there, like how Michael was. And again, this is nothing against Michael. He's a wonderful dude. I think he's burned out. I think he's got, maybe not burned out, but he has a lot on his plate. He's a very beautiful human being though. Like I have nothing but love and goodness for him. Like I don't mean him in. I know he really tried to help me. It just didn't work out. So I have no hard feelings against him or anybody there. So anyways, but there was so much emotion, and then he had sent a text to my father telling me that if I wanted to, I could only work 2 days a week. And then upon hearing that, my parents were like, "Oh, you'd only have to work 2 days a week." And I was like, okay. And, I thought about it, and I was like, oh, maybe that could work. Maybe that could work. But it just didn't feel right. It did not feel right in my heart. And a part of it, I think, is to do with the amount of emotion that was there at that first place. Like, it was just so much emotion. It really felt like I'm not supposed to be there. And I think the reason why is even those 2 days will break up my momentum. Like right now, I'm on a pretty fucking good track to where I almost, like today, I watched like maybe 15, 20 minutes of a little show, and then I just jumped into work. And I want to continue doing that because I feel like I'm on a pretty good roll. And if I just continue with this roll day after day after day after day, taking little breaks here and there, but when you go and work at a place like for 8 hours, and especially like that type of a job, it was waking up at 4, like earlier than 4 in the morning. The shift started at 4 in the morning, which in itself is kind of weird. And I was actually really trying to get away from those weird ass like hourly shifts and working jobs because I've been doing that a lot. Like most of my life is working late at night for kitchens and shit, or delivering pizzas, which is super early. And then even at the Dollar Tree when I worked there, sometimes they got their stockers showing up at like 4 in the morning and shit. So to be there for the truck when they gets there early, then they have to unload it. Da, da, da. So anyways, there's a multitude of reasons why it just didn't feel right, But I just want to share with you guys because I feel like, anyway, we'll see what happens. But yes, there was word that came to me that the 2 days a week would have been offered, and I thought about it for a little bit, and all the emotion, a lot of it had to do with how like strongly my parents were trying to push me to do this, and then how they also told me how it's not about the money, it's about the socializing thing. And that didn't make sense because the job itself isn't even really a socializing thing. And I think the main thing was they were trying to set me up with Michael, who's a beautiful dude who likes to help people and stuff. And they knew I was kind of suicidal, so they thought he might be able to help me. But since like that didn't really work out, which is fine. Again, I'm not nothing against Michael. He's a beautiful human being. But since that's not working out fucking at all, it's just like it just didn't feel right, And to be honest, I'm happy because like if I had been spending my time and energy over at Fairmont or wherever the fuck that job, I wouldn't have been able to do what I've already done. And I feel like even just this little bit of time that I've had, I've already like built up some good momentum. So I feel much better. A lot of the pressure, like I needed to let that go. Like there was a lot of pressure that I felt on me. Because I do realize I'm a man who's living at their parents' house, and it's like, it's a lot, dude. But at the same time, like, what I'm working on is fucking huge. Yeah, it is some save the world shit, And for whatever reason, my mom is really, like, kind of repelled whenever I bring it up. And I think it has to do with the enemy probably put some type of spell on her or something. I'm not sure exactly, but it's weird. Whenever I bring it up to her, like, she gets really irritated when I talk about I have work to do. Because I think to her, she thinks, if you're not getting paid for it, it's not work. It's like, okay, I don't know what to tell you, Mom, whatever. I mean, yeah, technically, no. See, that's where I disagree. Work, to me, the definition, I guess you got to look at it. But to me, anything that requires you to physically or even mentally do something for a productive reason is work. There's work that pays you, there's work that doesn't pay you. This is work that doesn't pay me, but it is still work. It's still a job I choose to do that has a purpose for things outside of myself. So, anyways, but I thought I'd just share that. All right, love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.